Time-proven tips for getting the job, by TCAT Hauser, www.trcb.me/TCAT. It never ceases to amaze me when someone tells me they are looking for work, and they are jobless. How did we forget the basics? Maybe there is some truth to the saying, it isn't what you know, it's who you know. Sure. The exact how-to changes a little with the current times, and the basics remain the same. Almost 20 years ago, I did a series for Fresh Cup magazine, titled, Back to Basics. Your article could be in this broadcast. Visit trcb.com to find out how. It didn't start out as a series. I wrote a filler piece, and it took the readership by such storm, it became a series. I never finished it because it created a position as the Chief Technical Officer (CTO) for a competing magazine, coined as Coffee Talk. I'm delighted to see the logo still is the same almost 20 years later. A short sidebar, and it relates to my point. When the founders were discussing what to call the magazine, I offered Coffee Talk as a tribute to Andrew F., creator of the very popular freeware modem package for the then new IBM PC Talk. It hit a nerve with the founding publisher. She was a lady and it hit her buttons on the social nature of being human. Today, nothing of the core has changed. We're still humans. I was chatting with Siddiq and he asked me to write an article covering the basics on how in my history, I have one. Okay. You win by creating win-win-win. You do that by giving, without expectation of return. This goes back to the first recorded history of humans. Visit your version of the good book for a reminder, or just keep reading. The simple how-tos have not changed. In fact, given the new world, the basics become even more rare. In no particular order, I offer once again, back to basics. State you want the job. In the first article I stated, always put someone else's needs ahead of your own. This may sound crazy, and it isn't purely Robert J. Ringer style, rational. If you are looking for work, you must deliver a value that exceeds what you are being given. That creates value. In other words, be an asset, not an anchor as in dead weight. This clear statement that you want the job reveals you can ask for what you want, which as humans we don't do clearly. At the same time, you are offering a clear win to your potential employer, that is, you can deliver in clear and easy to understand message to your contacts. Say thank you. And say it in a tangible fashion. With more than 10 years as a certified technical trainer behind me, my mantra of telling my students to carry stamps, thank you cards, a fountain pen with not black ink aced out more qualified candidates, every time. Here's the deal. Your prospective employer doesn't care if you are the best, technically. They cannot waste time with a person who while knows everything, except how to get along with others. The rare event of sending a handwritten note, with the ink color that screams, I care, makes a lasting impression. I do suggest staying away from red ink, except in the rarest of cases. A dark green, blue or gray, works well, and be sure to have a good contrast to your thank you paper that complements the paper color if it is not white. I tell them to have the 3 items listed above. After getting the interview, whip out the aforementioned items, and thank the person for their time, and state it accurate, you want the job. Mail it right now. In the nearest mailbox right after the interview. Today, few even send an email, let alone a handwritten acknowledgement. It stands out, and shows you care. Be sure to continue this habit after you get the gig, with others. You can find a way to create a system to continue this. Siddiq asked me to create this article because I have used this system, often in life. In my role as a salesman, I had a very bad month when I wrote less than 80% of the corporation's business with more than a double-digit amount of folks working other areas. Under-promise, over-deliver. In other words, do what you say you will, at a bare minimum. It is even better to do more than you promised. This is really easy, if you keep your ego in check. Just hold back the temptation to look good at the moment. If a task is due by X date, deliver before X. And only promise to have it done by 10. This goes for everybody, inside and outside your company. The world is filled with disappointments. Stand out by being careful with what you say and do. This has worked very well in good times, and not so good. Try it. And please, let me know how it has worked for you in the comments. Thank you. TCAT Hauser is a trainer in information technology as well as assisting people understand the most complex computer, the human brain. This necessitates his being a professional road warrior. As a certified technical trainer and subject matter expert SME at trcb.com, it can be difficult to figure out what TCAT is currently researching. Help me please. I am number 2 on Twitter in Mexico. Can you help to become number 1 on Twitter by following me on Twitter? Follow me Twitter.